You stayed silent, not because you had nothing to say, but because you were trying to do the right thing. You were trying to be noble, to be patient. You told yourself, I'll just keep quiet out of respect. I don't want to create drama. I don't want to break ties. Maybe Allah will reward me for this silence. Even when people mocked you, misunderstood you, backstabbed you, you held your tongue. Not out of weakness, but because your heart was trying to hold on to peace. You thought maybe this is what a good Muslim does. That maybe silence is always better. That maybe pain endured quietly is a sign of strength in the eyes of Allah. But I need to tell you something important, something you may not have heard before. Suffering silently is not always a virtue. And Islam does not expect you to be a punching bag for the world. Islam does not want you to be mistreated in the name of patience. Islam does not ask you to be silent when you are clearly being wrong. This idea that being good means letting people walk all over you is not from the Sunnah. Yes, Islam teaches us to forgive. Yes, Islam teaches us to be patient. Yes, Islam teaches us to respond to evil with good, but not at the cost of your self-worth, not at the cost of your soul, not when the harm is ongoing and intentional. You are not being noble by allowing people to hurt you repeatedly. You are not being the bigger person by staying silent while others attack your character. You are not earning reward by tolerating abuse. And if you ever doubt that, just look at the example of the one we all try to follow, Rasulullah, peace be upon him. He was without question the most merciful human being to ever live. His heart was vast, his compassion was limitless. He forgave people who once tried to kill him. He prayed for those who cursed him. He cried for his ummah. But at the same time, the same Prophet set limits. He didn't allow his kindness to be used against him. He didn't allow his silence to be taken for weakness. He didn't keep hypocrites in his inner circle just to be nice. He didn't stay close to those who betrayed him over and over. He had the power to punish, but he chose mercy when it was right. And he had the right to forgive, but he also held people accountable when needed. He taught us that true kindness is never without wisdom, that real mercy does not ignore justice, and that compassion is not the same as self-erasure. He spoke up when truth had to be said, even if it upset others. He walked away from toxic people, even if they had once been close. He drew clear boundaries with those who manipulated faith and kindness, because he understood that being a believer doesn't mean being abused. And you too are allowed to do the same. You're allowed to say, I won't let you treat me like this anymore. You're allowed to say, I forgive, but I also need to protect my peace. You're allowed to walk away without guilt. And when you do it with dignity, with calm, with a sincere heart, it's not arrogance, it's not pride. It's called wisdom, and it's from the Sunnah. So don't let the world convince you that you're a bad Muslim for having limits. Don't let people guilt trip you into believing that silence is always the answer. Sometimes the most faithful thing you can do is speak, or walk away, or protect your heart from further harm. My beloved brothers and sisters, let us pause for a moment. Let us take a step back from the noise of culture, the pressure of community, and the unspoken rules many of us have been raised with. Let us reflect on something that touches the very core of how we live our Islam every single day. Because somewhere along the way, many of us were taught, not by the Quran, not by the Sunnah, but by culture, that being a good Muslim means you must always be silent. That Islam means always being the one who tolerates, always being the one who turns the other cheek, always being the one who forgives again and again and again, no matter what the cost. We were raised in families, in schools, in communities where the louder someone yelled, the more we were told, just be patient. We were told to absorb disrespect, to keep quiet when wronged, to stay even when we were breaking. And if we ever said, this is hurting me, we were made to feel guilty, as if standing up for yourself means you're going against the deen, as if Islam demands our silence, our suffering, our emotional erasure. But here's the truth. That's not Islam. That's not what Allah teaches. That's not what the Prophet, the peace be upon him, practiced. That's not what the Quran commands. Let us go straight to the words of Allah. In Surah An-Nahl, ayah 90, Allah reveals something profound, something that should shake the false assumptions we've carried. Indeed, Allah commands justice and excellence and giving to relatives, and forbids immorality and oppression and arrogance. Surah An-Nahl 1690. Do you notice something? Allah does not begin this powerful ayah by commanding silence. He does not begin by commanding you to forgive. He does not say, endure whatever people do to you. He begins with adl, justice, because justice is the foundation of balance. It is the foundation of mercy. It is the foundation of peace. You cannot have mercy if there is no justice. You cannot have forgiveness if there is no accountability. You cannot have real kindness in a relationship where one person is crushed and the other keeps taking. Allah is telling us, stand for what is right. Be excellent, yes. Be generous, yes. But never compromise justice to get there. He continues. He forbids immorality. He forbids oppression. He forbids arrogance. What does that mean for us? It means that staying silent in the face of harm is not always patience. Sometimes it's enabling oppression. It means allowing others to cross every boundary isn't humility, it's self-neglect. It means thinking you're being good by tolerating abuse could actually be aiding injustice. And Allah does not love injustice. He does not command suffering. He does not ask you to endure pain in His name while the one hurting you walks free, unaccountable. Islam is not a one-sided sacrifice. It is balance. It is mercy with wisdom. It is kindness with dignity. It is justice before everything else. So when you remember this ayah, remember what Allah began with. Let it reshape your understanding. Let it give you permission to speak, to protect your heart, to walk away from harm, to seek justice not just for others, but for yourself. That too is worship. That too is Islam.